What's good, Destined Ones? So it's just like I promised, this is the clip where I show you how I beat down Erlang without trying with an unstoppable build. Now I'm going to show you how to change that build up to make it unkillable. And at that point, you will guaranteed be able to beat him and have fun while doing it. With that being said, I want you guys to know, as a little bit of a disclaimer, I did not try to beat him at any point during this fight. I was literally taking the build in there to have a little bit of fun and to test it, to see exactly how good it was, to see when you could use rock solid, and to try to learn the timing to it, because I have learned it with other builds but not this one. And I beat him. So with that being said, I'm going to go over all of my mistakes here and teach you exactly what not to do so that you can have an even better experience than I did and defeat Erlang. Let's get straight into this. So for the build, I use the dark iron staff. I use the fan. The reason why I use the fan is because I like to use the fan to completely delete his entire stance bar. We use Wandering White because it's the highest DPSing spirit that I can use after following up with an immobilization. The armor set, of course, is going to be the iron set. The Curios are going to be dedicated to actually getting back the life-saving strand. So instead of going the gold button, I use this right here, the preservation orb. Then the Jade Moon Rabbit, the Gold Sun Crow, Amber Prayer Beads, and the Gold Spike Plate. For the gourd, I went Immortal Blessing and I switched out the drink. This is very important. I switched my drink to the Sunset of the Nine Skies so that I can get back chi every time I drink it. So this wasn't to heal me or for DPS. It was literally to get a little bit of DPS when I use it, but ultimately to get back my fan. That's the only reason why I switched over to this drink. For the soaks, it's the Graceful Orchid, the Laurel Buds, and the Copper Pill. That's going to be the build in a nutshell. As far as my medicine goes, I have the LA Pellets, I have the Heartfire Pill, the Enhanced Ginseng Pellets, and last but not least, the Life-Saving Pill. You're going to want to use these four, put them in any slot that you want. Now let's get into this fight. Alright, so as soon as you enter in the arena, you want to get to about the midpoint, and as soon as you get there, whip out the fan. He's going to leap into the air, but the whirlwind is going to catch him. Do not hit him at all. Let this whirlwind completely delete his entire stance bar, and then go to work. What I like to do is, once his stance bar is deleted, every strong attack or heavy attack that you do, it stuns him up a little bit, so it stops him from coming in with really powerful attacks. Now you could take 2 or 3 hits from this guy. He can 2 or 3 shot you, so just be aware of that. But make sure that you're always trying to get out those focus hits like I did just there. Spam your focus hits as much as you can, and whenever you get the chance to, try to get in a rock solid. Timing is extremely tight for rock solid in this fight, and there's a lot of things that you can't rock solid. Now, I like to push him into phase as soon as possible by using smash attacks over and over. This is phase 2. From phase 2, I literally run straight forward. You receive no damage whatsoever, and then you jump over the little shockwave. At this point, I switch over to the Azure Dust, and I want to delete his entire stance bar again while using this. This is going to save you a lot of time and a headache from trying to delete his entire stance bar for the second time. Go ahead and max this out the best that you can. So get a bunch of attack and get a bunch of HP for your transformations so that it can last long enough while fighting Erlang. Then once I finish that up, I come in with a fury of attacks and I use rock solid to the best of my ability. Now at this point, I was still trying to learn the timing. I also learned that right after doing a tactical retreat, you should always follow up with a thrust. And it really stuns him up really quickly because he doesn't have a stance. Now, as you can see there, I used a little bit of immobilization and I wanted to follow that up with a Wandering White smack, but I wasn't able to hit it in time. I still got out some decent damage and that pushed him into phase 3. For phase 3, there's only 2 lasers that you need to dodge. The third one and that very last one that I missed right there. For this, you literally just want to just spin the staff and dodge right there. As soon as you see it turn red and spark, roll. You will dodge that every single time. Now for this, you want to get away from these swords. These swords are going to pinpoint your location, and I should have just calmed down and ran to the side, and you dodge them. With these spears, you want to do the same thing as before. Go ahead and deflect as many as you can, and then I rolled a little bit too late there. So when you see that flash, roll. I used my pill so that I can get all of my health back in an instant, and then this time I started to slow it up a little bit. For this, it's kind of a delayed hit. So when you see him zoom towards you, you then want to roll past him and then roll again. He's going to do that 2 times. And then he follows this up with a huge smash attack. So just be wary. I hate this little sword attack that he does that looks like something from Stellar Blade, but I didn't know exactly how to dodge that. I probably should have just perfect dodged it. Looking back at it in hindsight, yeah, I definitely should have perfect dodged that. But anyways, for the rest of the fight, I literally just go after him and I try to get back my fan. That is my only concern. If I get my fan, he's dead. So I stun him because he wasn't ready. Then I took my drink so that I can get back the fan. And then I just dodge and give space between me and him. As soon as he gave me that little bit of a break right there, you whip out the fan and now it's game over. There's absolutely nothing he can do. As you can see, I have a bunch of mana. I could have done a lot of different things, but I just chose to keep it safe. Freeze him solid with immobilization and get a huge smack off while using some pills. And that was the easiest way to delete all of his health. At which point, now I can make all the mistakes in the world. I was literally just trying to see, okay, where is the rock solid timing? And as you can see here, I'm going kind of crazy. I'm rolling all over the place trying to get closer. And then I realized, you know what? Let me just play it safe and take him out real quick. So I have my transformation back and I switched to it. I then delete his entire stance bar. So at which point I can then figure out exactly how I want to take him out. Now remember, he has only a slither of health left, and I still have a bunch of gourd, and I have mana, as well as a life-saving strand. So if I die, I'm going to be resurrected no matter what. So you have nothing to fear. As you can see here, I didn't get the timing right on that, and I paid the price, but I wasn't worried about it because he's practically gone. I come back and I just go in for a thrust strike, and that's the end of it. Now I figured that I could have immobilized him and struck him, but it didn't allow me to do so. He was trying to kill me before I could take him out, but I didn't allow that to happen. I used a rock solid for the W, and that was it. There was a lot of mistakes in here, so let me run this back just a little bit. All right, so in this section right here, where you have all of these swords nailing you down, that kind of looks like the Stellar Blade move, I probably should have just perfect dodged it. For these axe slaps that he does, he's gonna send out a shockwave. So you saw what I did there. I jumped over the shockwave, but you have to be wary of that. He will be able to smack you with that shockwave if you're not paying attention. And when he's messing around with his axe, it's probably a good idea to just go ahead and throw out a thrust strike. You'll freeze him up if he doesn't have a stance bar. Now, once again, if he gives you space and you have your fan, make sure you throw that fan out and do not hit him while he's getting chased by the fan. Prepare while he's getting messed up by the whirlwind, and then immobilize and get your strike off. You always want to take advantage of when he's completely vulnerable and when he's not able to attack you. That is going to be a great opportunity to use your medicines or to heal up or to prepare a fan and continue the fight. But literally right here, I should have just calmed down a little bit and not rolled as much and tried to figure out the rock solid timing. But I figured, you know what? I don't really want to deal with this today. Let me go ahead and wrap this up since it looks like it's about to be over. and there's nothing else for me to learn. So I whip out Azure Dust and I come in for the win. Now, there's a couple of issues. Right after I try to smack him up with the Azure Dust, I don't completely delete his entire stance bar. I notice this, and then I take a look at my health and what's going on screen. Right here, I should have just spun the staff, waited, and then rolled there, but I didn't. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was thinking. I probably could have made this a hell of a lot easier for myself if I would have just rolled right when I told you guys, when you see that red flash, roll, but it's all good. With the preservation orb intact, I was able to come back, get a whole bunch of health, mana, and stamina, and it made the fight pretty much guaranteed. The unfortunate part about that, if you don't have the life-saving Strand as an ability, then just use one of your resurrection pills before the fight so that it brings you back just before you die. And that is going to be the ways that you can go ahead and smack up Erlang and Black Myth Wukong. Now, I'm going to make a better guide on exactly when perfect timing is going to be for different move sets. So as I learn more, I'm going to teach you guys in a better, more detailed tutorial. This was just showing you my mistakes, that you do not have to play perfect and you can still slap Erlang up in New Game Plus 3, 4, 5, and 6. Like, the man does incredible damage. Yes, he can two-shot you. Yes, some of his moves can one-shot you. Yes, you saw it on screen how much damage he actually does, but that doesn't mean that you can't beat him. So get out there, give it your all. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comment section below. And just before I get out of here, I have a huge shout out to make. My boy James, you came through with a $20 super thanks and I greatly appreciate it. My man said just finished New Game Plus tonight and got the platinum trophy on PS5. Not bad for a 57-year-old gamer. Hey, it doesn't matter how old you are, my guy. You are amazing and I appreciate you coming through on the channel on a daily, giving us nothing but positive vibes and having fun here on the channel. I appreciate your contribution to the channel, and I do want you to know that it comes right back to everything that I do here for you guys. I really appreciate you all. You guys are amazing, and I hope to see you all in the next video. This is your boy MM Since HD, but for now though, I'm out of here.